What happens when a former Muay Thai fighter is forced to face not just dozens, but hundreds of zombies? Can he survive using nothing but his bare hands and deadly fighting skills? The story focuses on a former Muay Thai fighter named Singh. After retiring from the world of fighting, Singh works as a driver for one of the largest logistics companies in Thailand. Things take an unexpected turn when a group of armed thugs deliberately block the road to rob the truck's cargo. But this situation doesn't make Singh afraid, let alone give up, because after dealing with the thugs, Singh and his friend arrive at the delivery warehouse. There, their boss looks furious after finding one of the shipment boxes with its seal broken, thanks to the earlier attack. Even after being told that they were just robbed, the boss doesn't care. He immediately deducts their salary for the month as compensation for the damaged box. It turns out, the cargo Singh just delivered contained a supply of rare fish, a species discovered by a businessman named Vaso. While ordinary people were killing each other just to eat cockroaches, the logistics boss was seen serving the rare fish meat at a meeting with several officials. He believes this fish is the newest breakthrough in the ongoing global food crisis. Trying to prove that it was safe to eat, he took the first bite himself, followed by the other guests. And then suddenly, somewhere else we're introduced to a woman named Rin, a doctor at a public hospital. Besides being a doctor, she also happens to be Singh's wife, who constantly worries about his dangerous line of work. Her fears come true when Rin has to treat Singh's wounds from the earlier fight before quickly leaving for her night shift. Upon arriving at the hospital, Rin is immediately called by the director to meet Vasu, the richest businessman in Thailand. Besides leading the country's cockroach farming industry, Vasu is also one of the hospital's biggest benefactors. So when he requests to use the heart of the fish to cure his wife's illness, the hospital can't refuse, even though its safety has never been properly tested. At the same time, downstairs, another patient is being rushed in. The logistics boss himself. Ever since the dinner earlier, he's been suffering from violent seizures and a raging fever. X-ray results reveal a strange parasite growing inside his body, and his reaction quickly sends the medical staff into panic. Unfortunately, all efforts to save him end in failure. The boss is pronounced dead after suffering massive bleeding in his brain. But the real nightmare begins after the staff leave his body to be transferred, when his eyeballs suddenly turn pitch black, followed by the monitor showing signs of life. The hospital quickly issues an emergency broadcast, urging everyone to stay away. No one should enter or leave the building. Hearing the news, Singh immediately floors the gas pedal, racing toward the hospital to make sure his beloved wife is safe. When Singh arrives at the hospital, military personnel have already taken control. No one is allowed to enter, until suddenly a patient falls from the rooftop. Because of the virus carried by the logistics boss, everyone who's been bitten begins turning into the living dead, zombies. To stop the outbreak from spreading, the authorities take drastic action, ordering everyone back inside the hospital. Anyone who tries to escape is shot on sight. Meanwhile, Singh, desperate to find Rin, sneaks back into the hospital, ignoring the chaos erupting all around him. This is where Rin is now, hiding inside a small medicine room. She's not alone. With her is the hospital director, wounded after being attacked earlier. Realizing he's been infected, the director urges Rin to leave and save herself. But as she takes only a few steps away, she turns back and sees him tearing into another victim's body. Rin manages to survive when a fallen shelf blocks the director's path, keeping him from reaching her. After escaping the medicine room, she hears Singh shouting her name in the distance. But just as she's about to use the intercom to call for help, the power suddenly goes out, cutting all communication in the hospital, forcing her to head for the information room. In just moments, the once calm hospital descends into total chaos as zombies storm through every corner. Those who didn't make it out are now trapped inside, surrounded by the undead. That includes Singh, who still hasn't found Rin, and now finds himself face to face with a horde of zombies. He runs to the second floor and accidentally finds a boy named Buddy trapped in a corner, surrounded by the undead. Luckily, Singh arrives just in time and manages to pull away the zombie chasing Buddy. After several failed attempts to kill the zombies, Buddy explains that the only way to stop them is by destroying the head, the source that seems to control them. Buddy tells Singh that he's been looking for his mother, a nurse working at this hospital. Hearing the word nurse, Singh assumes that Buddy's mother might be with Rin, and the two immediately set out to find her. Elsewhere, an emergency meeting is held between government officials and military leaders. After weighing the worst-case scenario of the current outbreak, they finally agree to blow up the hospital, along with everyone inside. It's a cold decision, but in their eyes, sacrificing 500 lives is better than risking 5 million citizens becoming infected.
เราต้องทำเพื่อคนส่วนใหญ่อย่ายิงอย่ายิง
Back at the hospital, Rin finally reaches the information room, only to face a new problem. The key she needs is still hanging from the belt of a staff member who's already infected. With no other choice, Rin must carefully take the key without waking the infected worker. Rin quickly locks herself inside and tries to make a call, but with the radio line already dead, watching the horror unfold through the remaining CCTV feeds, she begins to lose hope, realizing there might be no way out of this hospital alive. Back to Singh and Buddy, who are still making their way up to the third floor when suddenly their steps stop as they see a zombie falling off a wheelchair. Buddy can't help but laugh. Maybe it looks funny to him, even in the middle of this nightmare. But that safety doesn't last long. The zombies break down the door and start to swarm in, leaving them with no other choice but to escape through the renovation stairs, just as the horde floods the hallway behind them. Arriving on the third floor, The maternity ward, Buddy is finally reunited with his mother. Both are in shock, barely believing they're still alive. But behind that brief moment of relief, his mother begs Singh to take care of Buddy and raise him well, because she's already been bitten on the back and knows she'll soon turn into one of them. With no time to waste, Singh lifts Buddy into his arms, fighting his way through wave after wave of zombies drawn by the boy's desperate cries for his mother's name. After dealing with the zombies, they decide to take a short break before continuing their search for Rin. For a moment, despair fills Buddy's mind. He feels like nothing but a burden to Singh. But then he remembers his mother's final words, that he must keep living no matter what, even if she's no longer by his side. Cut to Rin, who takes her chances by returning to Fasu's room on the 10th floor. There she finds a safe place to stay, and Fasu tells her that he has already requested an evacuation team to come. But when Fasu sees his wife in desperate need of a blood transfusion, he asks Rin to go out and bring back a bag of blood for her, while they wait for the rescue team to arrive. Here, Rin is truly racing against time, not only because Fasu's wife desperately needs the blood, but also because she has to pass through hallways crawling with zombies. Meanwhile, outside the building, the military has already deployed a tactical unit to plant high-explosive bombs that will destroy the entire hospital in just 30 minutes. Meanwhile, Singh finally reaches the 10th floor and accidentally spots Rin's necklace lying on the floor, a chilling sign that she was there not long ago. Realizing that his wife is in danger, Singh lets out a loud, desperate scream, hoping to draw the zombies' attention away from her. Singh manages to take down the zombies in the corridor, while the evacuation team arrives and clears out the remaining ones in the other rooms. Back to Fasu, who finally receives a blood supply from one of the medics that arrived with the evacuation team. But panic quickly takes over when he realizes that the medic has been bitten and is already infected. With no other choice left, Fasu is forced to put the medic down. He then decides to replace the infected medic with Rin and waits for her to be brought along with him. Fasu knows that Rin is the only hope left to take care of his wife. Singh, who had just defeated the zombie and saved Rin, stepped out of the room to find a way out, when suddenly...
Singh!
Just when everyone thought he was dead, it turned out Singh was still alive. He suddenly attacked the tactical squad that was wiping out the zombies and tried to take his wife back, the one he fought so hard to save. Even with a wound on his shoulder, Singh took down the soldiers one by one. After a brutal hand-to-hand fight, the commander finally realized that Singh was no ordinary man. Even with his body wounded and bleeding, Singh managed to match the commander's combat skills blow for blow. With a series of powerful punches and kicks, Singh finally knocked the commander out cold, leaving him sprawled unconscious on the floor. Not wanting Singh to suffer the same fate as the commander, who was devoured by the zombies, Rin quickly dragged Singh to a safe room to treat his wounds. Meanwhile, Buddy was startled by a terrifying roar echoing from the hallway. It turned out to be the commander, who had now transformed into a zombie. Using a bottle filled with fuel, Singh hurled it straight at the commander and set him on fire, burning the zombie alive. But without realizing it, the sprinkler water from the emergency system had mixed with the infected blood, causing a horrifying mutation that made the zombies look even more terrifying. Rin, Singh, and Buddy quickly ran to find Fasu so they could finally escape the hospital. But what they found next was shocking. Fasu's wife, the woman he had cared for over 5 years, had been infected after being bitten by a zombie. Even as Rin begged him to leave, Fasu refused to go. He couldn't bring himself to abandon his wife, not after watching her finally wake up for the first time in 5 years, even if it was no longer the woman he once knew. With Vasu dead, only Rin, Buddy, and Singh remained. Time was running out. Just a few minutes left before the entire hospital would be blown to pieces. They rushed toward the rooftop, the designated evacuation point. While Rin and Buddy were instructed to keep moving toward the rooftop, Singh stayed behind, trying to draw the zombies' attention and block them from getting through. But instead of slowing down, the mutated zombies grew even more ferocious, their guttural roars echoing down the corridor as they relentlessly attacked Singh. But due to the grenade explosion carried by one of the former soldier zombies, their condition was now shattered into pieces. But not for Singh, who somehow survived, even as the shockwave of the explosion drew in another horde of zombies, their numbers growing ever larger. Meanwhile, on the rooftop, right as the evacuation was underway, after learning that Vasu, their rescue target, did not survive, Rin was given only 5 minutes to wait for Singh before the building was to be detonated. It seemed impossible, as Singh was still struggling with the zombies, leaving the rescue team with no choice but to take off and leave Singh alone. In the end, Rin could only stare at her husband with a gaze filled with profound sorrow. In the final moments before the bomb detonated, Singh unleashed every last ounce of his strength to fight the zombies, watched closely by Rin as she slowly began to retreat. Some time had passed after the hospital incident, and Rin decided to live in her hometown, bringing Booty along, who had now become an orphan. Though Singh was no longer present, Rin did not give up and continued her life, unaware that Singh had actually survived by hiding inside a steel drum before the explosion occurred. And that is the end of the story. The virus that turned humans into fish-like zombies, born from the fish, released when the polar ice melted, wasn't completely destroyed. But with Singh, the one immune to everything, even the blast, humanity still has hope. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my latest videos. If you enjoy thrilling horror and action content like this, stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be even more intense. Bye-bye.